You're not my son, but God put you here. For some reason, you're here.
Yeah. So he can school.
I'll make you late if you don't read. Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of like reading in Spanish. But forcing me to do it isn't the right thing.
Some people believe that. Have you heard of the tiger mom from China? They force their kids to practice the piano, practice whatever music. You don't get a hug unless you get an 800 on a big test. They're very, yeah, that's in China. They're very strict.
Yeah, but we're in America.
Yes. We're in the Americas, by the way. You know why I say Americas?
Yeah, there's more than one. North, south, and central.
That's right. Very good. Very few people know that. Very few. You later on you'll say, wow, people don't know that. If they start thinking, they'll say, oh yeah, there's Mexico.
I also know Panama is an isthmus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so hard to pronounce. Oh, you do? No.
And it was taken from Colombia. And then, what has Colombia done? You know the word karma?
Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt didn't want to shoot a bear. He was the president of the United States. So he became famous because it was a bear that had just, I think his mother had just been shot. So the little teddy bear was looking this way. Like, I don't know what to do, my mother's dead. So he didn't want to shoot that little bear. And that's why they called him Teddy. And it was also Theodore Roosevelt, I think is his name. But anyway, he took Panama from Colombia. And he built the canal. But after he did that, look what, how many years later, 100 years later, Colombia sells drugs. And most of the customer, the biggest customer, I think, is the United States. I see it as karma. You took my land.
Karma is when you do something bad to someone and you don't get the consequences, but then later on you get a horrible consequence that keeps happening over and over again.
Well, it could happen over and over again, but karma could be positive too. Like, once you learn to read, the reason I learned to fight is because I got beat up in school. That's why I practice so much, and that's why I teach my son, you know.
I get shoved around, that's why I practice too.
Yes, yes. Eventually, you want to be respected. And that's why, if you don't practice, everybody can tell. You look like regular. Fat, skinny, tall, or short, skinny, fat, whichever it is. But if you work out, it's noticeable. You can see the guys that stand up straight. And you can also see, like, why is this guy hanging out here? Why isn't he going through his locker and moving? Why is he standing next to me? Or why is he approaching me? Oh, you see 1, 2, 3. Why are they pretending not to see me? And then, okay, now they're cornering me. Okay. You become aware. Like, there was an old man in Miami that told me, it was a woman, the grandmother. She said that she knew her son-in-law worked in the FBI, but she didn't know what type of man he was. So in Chicago or in Washington, D.C., some violent city, he was walking with his wife. And he said that 3 men started to approach him. And he just took out his gun right away and they ran. He said, you see, there is no, it's communication, body signals, body language. There's a time to talk and there's a time that there is no talking. We'll talk after we stop the threat. Most violent encounters take 30 seconds. They knock you down, take your books or whatever, take your wallet, something. It's very fast. But if you're prepared, then you may be able to do something so that doesn't happen to you. You don't get pushed down the stairs. They say, why are you holding on to the rail? Well, anything could happen, even on my own. I used to held on to my books, hold on to that. So sure enough, they knocked my books down. And then he kept on going, so I kicked him in the butt. But I missed because he had just stepped farther than I could kick him. Then he rolled around and I rolled around and then he held me down the stairs. Then the teacher caught us. But that was just an accident. He was playing around, horse playing with his friend. It was not a violent. Let's see, in the street, I used to walk. One time, one guy came up to me and punched me. That's why you learn. Because at school they say, oh, don't hit. Well, I'll just call the cops. There's a video on YouTube about a kid who said, I'll just call the cops. Kaboom, they hit him before he got to the phone. He had the phone in his hand. It takes more than one. You gotta look. You look, bam, you get hit. You see? So the first defense is not to have been there. Come on, Mimi. You wanna go outside? Go outside for a moment. Go, 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 go. Did you read this one? Mr. Sugar comes to town?
I don't know the face of it. A man named Mr. Sugar came to the town and a lot of kids wanted to go to his van to get some food. That's really a lot. What? That's a lot from what you can get from the title. So you can get from the title.
Yes. Do you remember the rest of the story? All right, let's read that one then. All right. This book is important because it will teach you about, it doesn't mention the word diabetes, but it will mention about a weakness. Like if you just have sugar for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you'll be messed up. Your body will not be able to do what it's supposed to do. And then, some people don't like the author of this book. He's very famous for starting a religion. The Basic Study Manual by L. Ron Hubbard. That's one. Study Technology. Study Skills for Life by L. Ron Hubbard. And Grammar and Communication for Children by L. Ron Hubbard. Okay, the one for children. All right.
What do you think?
Oh, here it is.
No, don't talk like that. This light.
What did you say, Anna?
¿Para qué entienden esto?
I don't know. Ahoy, God bless you. This is Daniel.
Hi Daniel, this is Danny with Trulia. How are you doing today?
Oh, pretty good, thank you. I haven't spoken to the wife yet, but she fell asleep on me.
I got the inquiry you put in. It says you were looking for a personalized estimate to sell your home at 1182 Ramble Ave.
Right.
Correct?
Right, but I don't want to waste your time. I gotta get the wife to approve this. You see, right now there's a problem with the roof. There's also a problem with the plumbing, and I forgot what else is wrong. It's all right. And it's also
Did you Did you have an agent you're working with via sign agreement?
No, we haven't signed any agreements. I haven't even spoken to the wife, but it occurred to me, I heard about the tiny house movement. I said, well, maybe if we get a tiny house, then it's better for us.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't I have Lance give you a call? He's the one, Lance McKinnon's the one who'd be able to assist you on that property we have on getting you an estimate.
Right.
Why don't I have him give you a call later after you're able to speak with your wife? When would be a good time later today? Give you a call.
She's already yelling. She's getting on her way to go to work, and she's saying no. So like, but that's the way it was when we first bought the house. You know, I wanted one city, she wanted another. I wanted one house, she wanted another.
Well, if you want, I can try to get him on the line right now, and he can just give you an estimate of what might that, worth. Doesn't mean you have to sell your house or anything, but if you want to figure out your value on it, Lance will be able to help you with that.
Oh, yeah, for that, I would like to know, because we've gone through like maybe 4 or 5 banks already, because they kept selling the mortgage. So, yes, I would be interested in knowing how much the house goes for, because I believe we're upside down. I believe that the mortgage is more than the house is worth.
Okay. Well, let me see if I can get Lance on the line for you. So hang on, I'll put you on a brief sound hold so I can get him on the line.
All right.
Aquí no va a venir nadie con ese relajo que tú tienes.
God bless you and those that surround you. So what I'll show Donald in the next moment is about this photo of a student that gets an A+, and his face shows that he doesn't know anything about the material he was studying, which is computers.
Jenny, you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
He was unavailable at the moment, but wanted to give you a call back between 10 and 11. Would that work for you?
Sure, that's fine.
All right, I will set that up. So expect his call, and you have a great rest of your morning.
Thank you. What's your name?
My name's Danny.
Danny also. Okay, Daniel and Danny. All right. Thank you very much.
Hey,
You're welcome. You have a good rest of your day.
You too, sir. Okay, bye.
Thanks. Bye.
what are you doing?
What do you want?
What are you doing?
I'm finding out how much the house is worth.
Aquí no puede venir nadie con ese relajo que tú te tienes en el patio. ¿Tú estás loco o qué?
Security.
¿Estás loco?
Security.
Te van a llamar a la ciudad por tener ese relajo en el patio. ¿Tú lo entiendes, Daniel? Tú me vas a enseñar la casa con el relajo que tú te tienes.
All right, so I was telling you about this guy that wrote this book, Basic Study Manual, and this is the reason that I don't believe in what your school is teaching you. You see this young man, he has an A+ on the test, right? And look at his face. It says that, what does his face say? Hmm?
He's confused.
He's confused and he has an A+. The teacher says, good job, right? Then his father says, I've set you up for a good job interview tomorrow. And what does his mother say?
I'm so proud of you.
That's right. And then, computer company, he's hired. Now, how does this go? I don't remember. You see his problem at work? Then, his boss, hey, what are you doing? Why don't you go ahead and say it in that words?
So is he trying to
You see how they're big letters? That means you big boys. Go ahead, start with hey.
Hey, what are you doing? Don't they teach you anything in school?
And look at him.
No, we actually learned that thing in school. If you don't know it,
Mm-hmm.
oh well, you're going to stay in that class and take it again if you get an F.
Ah, I see. That would be
They
good.
they do that.
That
You
would
get an
be
F.
good.
If you get an F, you get 2 Fs. You
Mhm.
fail. You have to take the grade over again. All your classes are that grade. All of them.
All right. What I want to mention to you is like martial arts. Either you know how or carpentry. If the table is wobbly when you finish, it's a pass or fail. You're not hired, right? You fail. So, just the other day, before he went on his vacation, Max sparred with 2 black belts in Taekwondo.
What is he?
Max is a white belt, but in Taekwondo, all right? I mean, don't take away that he'd learned some other stuff before.
Can you close the door, please?
Sure, I can close the door. Come here, Mimi. Oh, you're inside the house, Mimi. I thought you were outside. Well, he didn't lose against the black belts. You see?
Like, did he go up against both of them at the same time? Or
No, one after the other. One, and then there was somebody else sparring, and then someone else sparring, and then there was him again. So the reason that I mentioned that is, did he really learn anything before he got into that class? I mean, he's been in that class 1 month.
Yes, he has.
Right, he has. So my point is, if you're going to be a carpenter, do good work. And you should be happy with the work that you do. It's good here, it's good in China, it's good everywhere. It's good. A mechanic, same thing. An electrician like your dad, also. That's all over the world, the same good skill. So I want you to have more skills than I had. You know, like Max, he can defeat me when I was 12 years old. He could, even now that he's 12, he could defeat me when I was probably 15 years old because I didn't know how to spar. At 15, I could outrun him, maybe. You know, like if he wanted to fight me, I would. That was my technique. They just couldn't catch me.
Fight or flight. You either fight that thing, or you run away from it.
But there's one more. You don't know it, huh?
No, I've only learned fight or flight so far.
That's the point. They leave things out. There's one more. When you freeze out of fear.
Oh no, a lot of people know about that. Freezing with fear, a lot.
Well, they don't say that those are the 3 responses. They only say you can run away, flight, or fight. But there's one more. Stay there and get beat up.
Which is possible. That's why they don't put you in. Because one time we had a write about fear, and it says freezing with fear, but that's not part of fight or flight, the fight or flight system. Freezing is not a good way.
That's right. That's why after it happened, I had to correct it. It's like, what have you done after you get pushed or shoved around in school? Have you told anybody about it? Nah, I don't want to, The teachers, you know what the girls told me? We tell the teachers, and then when our parents come, they say, oh, she never told me. Of course, if they say, oh yeah, she told me I didn't do anything, well, I get fired, But if I'd say, oh, she never told me about it. Why didn't you tell me? I did tell you. No, she didn't. She's lying. You see?
There's a way you can tell someone's lying. You ask them a question, they say, like, oh, I didn't do it. You look them in the eye and ask them the same question, you're going to get, they're going to start getting, smiles and laughs.
Well, they also say there are professional liars, that they're just very good at lying. So that's why I want you to learn to spar. I think even girls should learn how to fight.
My sister knows how to spar and kickbox. No, it's either kickboxing or just all-out wrestling. Because she can wrestle me to the ground.
Right.
Fast.
But the thing is, the boys, even though they could be skinnier than her, they could easily be 10 times stronger than her. I remember what I did with one girlfriend, as you know, I was so happy with her, and I just picked her up. She weighed more than I did. I was a very skinny young man. You see? She was in shock. How can you just pick me up? I'm like, I'm very happy, you know?
One time I tried, we had to run 4 laps,
Mhm.
4 laps, okay?
Mhm.
14 minutes was an A,
Mhm.
18 minutes was a B, 20 minutes was a C, 22 minutes and above was a D or an F. If you got to 30 minutes, it was an F.
Mhm.
I ran it in exactly 18 minutes, 3 seconds, 0.9.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So that was a what? A C?
A B.
A B. Very good. 20 was
A C.
a C. Uh-huh.
Okay. It can't. Anna, it can't do anything right now.
What did you do, Anna?
The USB isn't recognized, so it's not going to move the mouse. Anna.
I don't know how, but I could work on it.
See?
We need to get that fixed. It could be simple, just a mouse.
Okay, listen to me.
Mhm.
Aquí no puede venir nadie con ese relajo que tú te tienes en el patio. ¿Me entendés? Te van a llamar la ciudad.
Mhm.
You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Aquí no puede venir nadie, Daniel.
Mhm.
Tienes mucho relajo. ¿Y quién te dijo a ti que yo quiero vender la casa?
Well, that's what I've been wanting to talk to you about. So how much is this house worth, Donald?
See.
We bought it at $164,500 11 years ago. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
So instead of doing anything.
But then remember, that's when the houses were very high in value.
Yeah.
And then the market crashed and the houses are now worth what?
Maybe.
You could buy 3 houses with with $164,000.
Okay, I'm guessing probably maybe $40,368.
That's a very good guess. And we owe $100,000 in the mortgage. Do you know what that means? Have you read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
It's worth it.
Good. This is an alligator. Thank you. You know what an alligator does? You got to pay money to feed it. Whereas some I got to figure out another one where you have money coming in.
That's stock, isn't it?
You could also lose in stock. It goes up and down.
I thought one stock was worth like $3 million. That's like the company. That's like $1 million. That's like $1 million more than the company's actually worth.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I haven't heard of it, but
No, I've heard something like that. Like this person's stock was so high, it was worth more than the company.
mm-hmm.
Donald, you bring jacket?
No, Anna.
It's like it's gonna rain.
But I heard he donated some of it to a charity, which is good.
Very good. Do something useful with your money. Give something of value when you do business. Like when you buy a product, you want it to be good. So when you buy a service, you want it to be good. Like if you bring a plumber here, you want him to fix the problem. He's providing a service. You don't want him to come back in 3 months and say, "Yeah, I thought you fixed it," right?
When I grow up, when I get to 18, I want to get on my master's degree.
Donald, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's a bit fix you.
It's about to start raining. A master's degree in what?
And technology.
Oh, good. Start now then.
I was gonna I can't. I've already started band.
Mm-hmm.
but my major is gonna be technology in designing. So
Good. What can you do now? Start now, because like, if you start when you're
I can ask my
18, you're
sister.
behind. There you go. All right, you guys better go now.
¿Dónde está mi comida? Aquí no que no venga nadie, Daniel, ¿ok? Sorry. ¿Me escuchaste, Daniel?
I love you.
No, you listen to me. Aquí no que no venga nadie, ya no estoy peleando la casa. Ponte a trabajar, compra un terreno y vive así como tú quieras vivir, pero vete tú, hazlo tú. ¿Ok?
Have a beautiful...
Vive tu sueño, vive en tu aparte. Ve a trabajar, compra tu terreno y vive como tú quieres vivir.
Help her open the door.
Donna, your back? Is it the snack?
Have fun. Happy Wednesday, early release. God bless you and those that surround you.